headwind on runway 14 is less than 10 knots, pilots should consider runway 32 for landing. So that's an airfield plate saying you should consider a downwind, a tailwind landing with up to 10 knots.
I really would have loved to have taken the old Mercedes today. It's a 3-hour round trip from where I live now to Dunkerswell and back. And this car does 70 miles to the gallon, and the Mercedes does about 17 miles to the gallon. Go on then. If you can't put your roof down on a sunny day like this, what's the point? This is a 2013 Golf, and it's only got 2 seats in the back. Great when it's just me and the kids, but no good if Daphne's coming.
Calling Perranporth Airport.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. I'm actually flying into Truro today, but I've got Perranporth down as my alternate, so I just wanted to call and check that you're open today and there's nothing I need to be aware of in case I need to use you as an alternate.
Just the parachute club is active today, so if you have a 5-minute or a 2-minute call, if you could wait outside the area until you hear all canopies on the ground. Apart from that, everything's good. I think they're using runway 0927, and yeah.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Well, hopefully I won't need to see you, but there's just an issue with the wind and the runway direction because of the slope at Truro. So
no worries.
If it's a bit too, if it's outside limits, I'll be coming into Perranporth.
Yeah, so at the moment, I reckon we're about 5 knots.
Oh, right, okay. Well, that's much less than I was expecting. All right, okay.
All
Okay,
right,
that's not a problem. All right, thanks very much. All right, cheers.
Cheers,
Bye.
buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's good to know. If the wind's only 5 knots and Perranporth is only 3 miles away from Truro, so the wind's not going to be that different, then that takes away all the complications about the sloped runway, and I'll definitely be landing uphill, even if it's with a tailwind. There was a fatality at Truro last year in an RV that somehow missed the runway, landed to the side, was landing downhill against the advice to land uphill, and flipped over. It was very, very sad. But you know, it turned out to be an inexperienced pilot, and I can remember nobody ever giving me any warnings about just how much more hazardous grass runways can be, you know, farm strips can be. It's a 480 metre runway, I think, at Truro. And whilst it's not a steep slope, it's a definite slope. And if you come down over the numbers on the downhill runway, so runway 14, you're going to float and float and float, and then you're finally going to touch down far too late onto a slippery grass surface. And if you not had experience of that, you're going to get caught out by it. The other thing is your ground speed will be much higher, and again, much higher, right? With a 5-knot wind, that's a 10-knot difference in your ground speed on landing, one direction compared to the other. And you look and do the maths on how much an extra 10 knots on your airspeed, on your ground speed, will extend your rollout. How much longer your landing roll will be. It's really quite astonishing. And then when you factor in perhaps weight, if you're heavy, momentum, you know, the POH figures for landing, I know they're done at max weight, but they're also done assuming a constant ground speed when you land. Just arrived at the airfield, and I was supposed to be meeting another really old friend today and to be flying him down to Truro. So three old school friends from way back when, like 10 years old, supposed to be meeting up and going out on a boat this afternoon. Last minute, friend couldn't come, so I'm glad you guys are coming. You're my company today on this flight. I've just had some information from the Truro airfield owner. He says the wind is favouring 14, but landing uphill with the tailwind is still safer, in his opinion. So we'll see what happens when we get there. That's my old plane. Hug, I had a share in that. If you're thinking of joining an aircraft group, you really want to meet all the people in it, if you can. Having said that, I'm in a group with people on the seaplane in Norway that I haven't met, but they're all airline pilots, so serious aviators, which is good. Okay, 3 planes out. Last one out, that's my workout for the day. I guess the old ticker going. That's a heavy plane. Doesn't get any lighter. By the way, I always take the tow bar off immediately. I have a rule that I never leave the tow bar on when it's out of the hangar, unless I'm actually in the middle of moving it. Now, I've got to put these 3 back. They're a doddle compared to this one. I've known worse. That was 3 planes out, 4 planes out in this one, 3 back in. But it takes half an hour. 20 minutes, that's it. In 5 years of owning this plane, I've never seen any dirt or any water in these. And that's because it lives in a hangar, and I'm the only one that flies it and fuels it. But I still check it every single time.
Yankee Tango, I think.
Golf, apologies. There is one aircraft ahead of you. It's a microlight, so it's just touching down now. I'm not sure if it's touch and go or not.
Golf, going around.
Right, that's 2 going around. That means I can line up. November 20 Sierra, lining up for immediate departure.
Number 20 Sierra, roger.
Golf Yankee Tango 22 vacating.
Control radio, student Golf Bravo, Oscar Yankee Hotel, request radio check and some advice on where to do my power checks.
Golf Bravo, Oscar Yankee Hotel student, Control radio, runway 22 left hand, QNH 1017, and power checks.
Airspeed live, TCP is good.
If you wish to do them, can be done in front of Golf Bravo, Mike Golf Bravo. That's the
visual with the aircraft going around.
Visual with the aircraft and 1017, Golf Yankee Hotel.
November 20 Sierra, departing straight out to the southwest. Right, keeping a good lookout. I really am going to try not to use skydiving on this. See if I can't, don't even notice if the GPS signals failed. Okay. November 20 Sierra, departed the zone, changing to X21 to 8980, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So I am going to
Squawk 0416, Golf Sierra
dim
Charlie,
that screen a bit
Duncan Swall, routing down, line Regis
to remind me I don't want to look at it.
Currently 1,700 feet, 1017, I'm requesting a basic service, Golf Sierra Charlie.
I'm in a queue to get a basic service from Exeter.
Basic service, Exeter QNH 1015.
Basic service 1015, Golf Sierra Charlie.
Exeter radar, November 1320 Sierra for a basic service.
November 1320 Sierra, Exeter radar, squawk 0404.
Squawking 0404, November 1320 Sierra.
November 320 Sierra, partial details.
November 1320 Sierra, Cessna 182 on a VFR flight from Dunkerswell to direct to Truro. Just arriving at 5,000 feet, QNH 1017, requesting basic service, 1 POB.
November 1320 Sierra, basic service, the Exeter QNH is 1015.
Basic service, QNH 1015, November 20 Sierra, just levelling off 5,000 feet. God, that was an 800 foot per minute climb with only 20 inches of manifold pressure. I always find that levelling off, getting settled, It's a very slow and gentle process if you want to get it trimmed. Airspeed builds up, increases lift, starts to increase your climb rate, trim forward a bit. Got 5,300 feet.
Request your routing.
Right, let's see if the autopilot is happy to work today, or whether it's on strike. Last time, the last flight, worked beautifully. A very gentle cruise climb going on, which is fine, that suits me. Happy with that. Autopilot's holding our heading, and I'm just using Garmin for the nav. There's my moving map, and then below that is my all the other information. Shows if I'm off track or not. I'm just 1 mile left of track at the moment. I'm flying at a low power setting today, 2200 instead of 24. But tomorrow, so I'm going away overnight, going to Truro, spend the night, going out on the boat today hopefully, spending the night at my friend's house, and then coming back tomorrow. But I think what we might do tomorrow is pop to Land's End, so I can give them a ride. Pop into Land's End, top up a bit of fuel there, make sure I've got enough to get back to Dunk as well, rather than cutting it down to the minimums. I never like flying at fuel minimums. So what my autopilot's doing is gets a slight climb on, so the airspeed decays a tiny bit, so it loses its lift. So it gets a slight descent, airspeed increases its lift, and round and round the merry-go-round we go. Let's see if I can put altitude hold on, see if it helps. Altitude hold. So, let's do an approach briefing. I'm up at 6,000 feet, and Truro is at 400 feet above sea level. I want to get down to about 1,500 feet QNH. I'm going to do a fly around the airfield, do a good visual inspection, look at the windsock, take my time, get comfortable, and then set up for an approach for runway 32. There's no circuit as such. But as it says on the screen here, caution, runway 14 downslope, runway 32 upslope, runway 14, all aircraft must be on the ground, so runway 14, in the first third of the runway. If not, a go-around recommended. If headwind on runway 14 is less than 10 knots, pilots should consider runway 32 for landing. So that's an airfield plate saying you should consider a tailwind landing with up to 10 knots. The actual numbers on runway 32 are painted at the threshold, so past the displaced threshold there, where it says upslope. I'm going to be aiming to touch down on the numbers, or as close to them as I can. And my approach speed is important, extra important, because it's a tailwind landing. So this aircraft can do a very slow approach, but if it's gusty, that makes it risky. So I've got to wait and see how gusty or not it is. But I think I'm going to come in at 60 knots, because that gives me a bit I could come in slower than that, but 60 knots I think is just right, because even if there's a bit of a gust, I'm still flying at 50 knots. I lose a bit of lift. But 60 knots with a 5-knot or even 10-knot tailwind could mean a 70-knot ground speed.
NQ radar,
but as long as I touch down early enough,
doing one orbit over
after the numbers,
and then heading up the coast.
I'm okay with touching down a 70-knot ground speed. It's a long enough uphill rollout for me to stop, and braking going uphill is also extra effective. Just using this nice big gap in the clouds for a nice leisurely. It's a 1,000 foot per minute descent.
NQ radar, Golf, Bravo, Golf, Oscar, Golf. Bravo Golf Oscar Golf, nuclear radar, standby. Golf Oscar Golf, running, we'll drop a traffic.
So I just did that because I don't want to end up with too much cloud, big bubbling, cumulus, and the gap's not big enough to get down easily. So
1015, Golf Oscar Golf.
nuclear radar, November 20 Sierra. I've got a contact in my 1 o'clock range of about a mile or two. I can't see which direction it's going. Can you see him?
November 1320 Sierra. He's reported inbound to Bodmin. I've not got any radar available at the moment, so you can manoeuvre as your card if you need to turn.
Copy that. Yeah, there's no factor. I'm visual with him. We're passing down the right-hand side. Thanks.
Roger.
We are at exactly the same altitude, though. Okay, autopilot off. Landing light on. Power flaps open. Brakes off. Undercarriage down and fixed. Mixture will be rich. Fuel on both. Prop will be pulled forward on final. Flaps open, and we're really doing a full flap landing. Unusually, actually no, I'm not going to, because of the chances of a go around. I don't want to do a full flap go around. Change of mind, I'm going to do a 20 degrees flap landing. So I want to be 1,000 feet when I turn final, 1,000 feet Q&H when I turn final, but about 600 feet. Oh, there it is. I got it. So it's a bit of a crosswind as well. So yeah, that is 5 to 10 knot wind, but it's more across the runway than a tailwind. So that makes me comfortable to land on 3-2. Give my friend a wing waggle. Left downwind, runway 32 to land, full stop. Okay, so reds, greens, blues, flaps, autopilot off, landing light on, final checks complete. Look 200, final runway 32 Truro. Currently too fast. Don't need any brakes because it's soft. But there was definitely a tailwind there. Definitely a tailwind. Because I've used most of the runway for the rollout, but without any brakes. 200 backtracking, runway 32. That's amazing how landing on soft ground just feels like you've landed with the brakes slammed on. Got to try and keep the nose up as well, so you don't batter the nose too much. Yeah, happy with that planning and decision making.